We're heading into the early afternoon on Wall Street, and the tape has a risk-on feel with some very specific leadership emerging. I'm Grant Mercer, this is Storm Stock Solutions, and let's bring some clarity to the chaos in today's markets. Since the last hour, the story has broadened out from small caps into a more tick-driven narrative. According to reporting from MarketWatch, that record rally in small-cap stocks is still a core theme. Fundamentals for smaller companies are improving, which helps justify the run we've seen. But the same piece keeps warning that if Treasury yields continue to rise into 2026, this group could face a serious headwind. Intraday, that's translating into traders riding the momentum, but they're also treating small caps as more tactical than set and forget. Because of that rate sensitivity. The real new development this hour is in semiconductors and AI. MarketWatch reports that Nvidia is now largely shrugging off the latest political twist, the Trump administration signaling approval to resume certain chip sales to China. Some analysts see a big revenue opportunity reopening, while others warn geopolitics could throw up fresh roadblocks at any time. For the market, the key takeaway is that one of the biggest AI bellwethers is proving it can digest policy headlines without derailing the broader AI story. That's a constructive signal for high-end chips and, more broadly, for risk appetite in tech. Layered on top of that, another MarketWatch piece notes that the real money in AI chips may not just be in the big designers, but in less-known names tied to infrastructure like ultra-pure water systems, critical for fabs and data centers. These aren't front-hang page tickers, but they're the kind of under-radar suppliers professionals often watch when they're mapping out the second and third derivative winners of a long AI build-out. That's a sleeper theme to keep on the radar as capital spending on AI and semis ramps. We're also seeing some rotation chatter out of pure AI into more traditional consumer and brand name stocks. MarketWatch highlights that insiders at several well-known consumer companies have been buying, suggesting they see value versus what they view as code-red valuations in some AI names. Traders may read that as a quiet vote of confidence in the consumer space, and a hint that leadership could broaden beyond the AI megacaps if the economic backdrop stays stable. On the stock and specific front outside tech, CVS remains a notable winner. As MarketWatch has been reporting, the stock is up after the company once again lifted its revenue and profit guidance for 2025 and laid out encouraging expectations for 2026. That's giving a steady bid to parts of healthcare and managed care, reinforcing this idea that investors are willing to reward clear, forward-looking guidance, even in more defensive corners of the market. The later picture we talked about earlier hasn't changed much in the last hour, but it's still an important backdrop. A fresh report, also from MarketWatch, shows job openings rebounding in what's being dubbed a low-fire U.S. economy, with much of the increase tied to holiday temp work. For equities, that still fits the soft landing script. Growth is moderate, the job market isn't falling apart, and the Fed isn't being forced into abrupt action. That environment supports both the small cap rally and the willingness to lean into AI and cyclical names. On the risk side, crypto continues to be a caution flag. A MarketWatch deep dive into Bitcoin's November crash argues it wasn't some random macro accident, but rather a function of a persistent hype machine pumping prices and then looking for excuses when they break. For traders in this midday session, the implication is clear. Crypto remains an area to handle with care. Volatility there can spill over into the most speculative corners of tech and growth, even if it's not derailing the broader indices right now. Looking ahead to the next hour, I'll be focused on three things: whether Nvidia and the broader chip complex can build on this resilience to the China news, whether those lesser-known AI infrastructure and consumer brand stories start showing up more clearly in the tape, and whether small caps can keep leading without a pullback in yields. That will set the tone as we move closer to the closing bell wrap later today. Remember, this is information and education, not personalized financial advice. As always, I'll be here to keep clarity through the chaos of these markets. On behalf of Storm Stock Solutions, I'm Grant Mercer. Stay sharp, stay steady,